The best way to fail at indie game development is to never try. But if you never try, you'll never actually fail, so let's assume you do try. Here's how to fail. This episode of How to Fail is stealth games. Okay, I've done that joke already. Sometimes success in stealth games can sneak up on us, but don't worry, I'm here to help you notice how to fail at them. I bet you didn't see those jokes coming. I kinda hid them in there. I'm sure you found them enjoyable. Are you detecting the... The key to making a bad stealth game is the believability, or the lack thereof. For example, suppose your enemy AI detection somehow makes hiding behind a short barrier a perfectly valid option, which I guess wouldn't really affect the gameplay. Okay, so believability doesn't actually affect the quality of a stealth game. In fact, all those superficial story elements only serve to motivate the player and provide immersive context, so people may still enjoy playing your stealth game even if it's not that believable. It's just going to be relentlessly mocked for the rest of forever, but hey, what else is new? That's just how stealth games are. On that note, when making your NPC AI, give them the memory of a goldfish. 4 seconds after finding their best friend's lifeless corpse, they should go back to leaning on a wall or tending a fire or whatever. If you think about it, this is actually a very believable response. Deep down inside, they are freaking out, and they think perhaps if they go back to acting like everything is normal, the supernatural entity that just silently iced their friend will maybe ignore them. After all, in their mind, they can do next to nothing to such a force of nature, so might as well act cool and hope it blows over. A very intelligent response, if you ask me. Remember, when making a stealth game, know that players like having few options and limited variables. Your stealth mechanics should be little more than following a predetermined path, with NPCs acting in a way that seems like they might catch you, but in reality it's just cinematic tricks to make it feel like there's a chance that the player might get caught. When in fact, all the player has to do is push the forward key while holding crouch. Yeah, a player character acting stealthy in a linear game is definitely stealth mechanics. This is exactly the same thing as a complex system of interacting parts causing a dynamically changing environment that the player must react to. When making stealth mechanics, don't worry about clearly defining how your system works. Keep your rules vague and highly inconsistent, changing as fast as you change between games you want to make. If a player is unable to tell what counts as being hidden and what doesn't, they will be happier because they will understand you are great at making stealth games. You must be, if even they can't find an enjoyable way to play. Interestingly though, keeping your stealth system somewhat ambiguous is a valid option, especially if you want to add a layer of tension and uncertainty. So if you do choose to keep things ambiguous, make sure to give the player no forgiveness for mistakes. You might think that unclear stealth systems should also have a more relaxed or delayed detection system, but you would be wrong. Players enjoy immediate failure, especially when they don't fully understand why. And the reason is because they like the challenge or something. I don't know. I'm sure you can come up with a reason why your stealth game is special and different from all the other stealth games out there. You got this. I believe in you. When making stealth games, you want to keep the stealth system, that being hiding, completely separate from the rest of your game. You don't want items, movement mechanics, powers, or other elements contributing to options for sneaking around. The player has a goal, and they don't need to be overcrowded with valid tools in their tool belt. Anything more complex than press crouch to sneak might confuse them. That's because players enjoy being passive spectators to the movements of NPCs, waiting for an opportunity to move instead of actively creating situations and manipulating the system to their advantage. And if you follow these instructions carefully, you are bound to succeed at failure. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm so glad I could make a 2-part special to how to fail at stealth games. The first episode really covered a lot of stuff, and this one I was glad I could have to, just fill in the gaps. But definitely watch the first one because it lays the groundwork for everything we talked about in this one. And I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Honestly, I think it's the better of the two. But yeah, I'm gonna go do something else now. Bye!